Hello friends, welcome to CEC Gurukul Live Lectures. Dear friends, this is our another session on career counseling called Pratibha Sambardhan. We always make persistent efforts so that we could help you out in choosing the right career. But this time now we would be talking on one of the most important topics, and topic of discussion for today is mental health. Dear friends, all of you might have acquainted with the word mental health, but still you might be wondering what mental health is. Dear friends, for this discussion, we have with us in our studios Miss Anjali Kaushik. Miss Anjali Kaushik is a career counselor, parenting coach, and a psychologist. She is working with the Bal Bharati Public School. She has more than 15 years of experience, and she has counseled more than 5 lakh students across Delhi NCR. So friends, let's welcome our guest, Miss Anjali Kaushik, and let's try to understand first of all what mental health is. Hello ma'am, welcome to the session.
Thank you, Gitika ji.
So as we have already announced our topic for discussion today, and mental health, each one of us is now dealing with the mental health because each one of us has some or the certain issues in our lives. Some are able to cope with their problems in life, some are not. But before going towards what we are actually going to discuss, because the session is for students basically, we would like to know from you, what is a mental health?
So mental health, according to, if you ask in layman terms, it's about the health of the mind. I'm not going to talk about the definition, but mental health talks about how well you are at your mental level, at your mind level, and it definitely shows in your functioning, in your relationships, in your intellectual growth, even in your physical growth, and how you solve problems and day-to-day challenges. उधर आपकी mental health नजर आ जाती है. Whenever you're not able to do this, it automatically implies that your mental health probably is not very fit. Because आपको पता है गीतिका जी, we've all been talking about physical health. We've been talking about physical nutrition. We've not really been talking about mental health. But the time today is such that we need to know how robust we are mentally. Physically fit, yes, but how robust are you mentally? And for that, if you do know, the National Mental Health Survey was conducted in 2016, and that found out 15 million Indians who are requiring mental health intervention. And a sad part here is that not many people go and actually approach a mental health expert and seek intervention. So this is about mental health, and it is our health of the mind.
You have very well quoted over here that we always talk about our physical health, and it is said that if you are able to deal with your mental health, physical health becomes very secondary. Yeah. If somebody is ill and somebody knows that I'll be recovering very soon, it means the mental health of that particular person is appropriate, or the person is very capable of dealing with the problems.
Definitely.
Now, because the session is for all those students who are in school or are in college or are planning to go in or join college, take admission in college, as their world is going to be changed very soon. So pertaining to our students, what are the causes of the disturbed mental health among the students, because you are dealing with number of students in your day-to-day life? So what have you find, what are the basic reasons, or what are the causes for the disturbed mental health?
So if you were to ask me about disturbed mental health, there are a variety of causes. So there were mental health concerns earlier also, but let me tell you, ever since the COVID pandemic emerged, mental health concerns, numbers, patients, even students with these concerns simply multiplied, and that too exponentially. So if we were coming across children who would have a mental health concern once in a year, now we would have such children coming to us probably every week. So you can imagine the increasing number. Now, if you ask me the causes are many. There was maximum stress during the COVID times. Mental health for most of us declined. And after that, how we came out of that COVID pandemic is a separate story for different people. Another thing that has happened over the years is that our family system has literally broken apart. We're not living in strong family units anymore. And therefore, we need to work on the fact that the family is not that close-knit as it used to be earlier. So, वो जो एक mental support, emotional support which we used to get from our families earlier is nowadays lacking. I always tell my parents and students, in our parents counseling session, we always tell them, आजकल हमारे यहाँ एक पापा नहीं है, दो पापा हैं. Mother is also a papa. So I wonder, where is the mother? So the mother has completely gone out of the picture. Who is the one who dotes on the child, is there for the child when he or she needs her? She's pretty much absent in the picture. तो बच्चा कहाँ जाएगा mental well-being के लिए? He's probably just not knowing कहाँ जाऊँ. तो कहाँ जाता है? He will go to Instagram, he'll find friends there, and make sure that I can talk to some stranger, and that is paving way for further decline in mental health and not a very happy picture. So this is one of the causes. And of course, then the relationships that we are building, not just us, children, adults, everyone, we're not having very strong relationships anymore. That is another cause.
Very true. The communication between the two has been...
Two individuals respecting individual boundaries, respecting individuals for that matter, everything is somewhere not the same anymore. As a result, mental health is simply just going down, and people are feeling much more lonelier. They are lonely. They don't know whom to go to. They don't want to go to a counselor. They don't want to go to a psychiatrist. Is another story altogether. वो तो अभी बात ही ना करें. तो पर हाँ, मेरे को बात करने के लिए कोई नहीं है. मुझे नहीं पता किससे बात करूं, किससे मैं genuinely help मांगू, advice भी लूं. Friend भी नहीं है, mother घर पे नहीं है. So mental health is definitely going for a toss.
Yeah, definitely. And शुरू से ये कहा गया है कि आपकी family कहीं ना कहीं आपको shape करती है. Not only the mother, the father, the siblings, even the grandparents, uncle, auntie. But as you said, because of the nuclear families, everything has gone, and there is no emotional tie-up between the kid, the student, or the children, or the parents, or between the parents. So, whom to be held responsible for this? Because the mother say she has her own aspirations, the father already engaged in the work. As per this present scenario, because the families are nuclear, grandparents are, for example, staying in some other city, or for some other reason, the parents are not staying with their parents. So, who to be responsible, held responsible? Because though we are not here to...
I understand that, see, we all are working women, and we are mothers also, but then the mother still has to play her part. You will not get another mother. So who's that, the Nirupama Roy, of our television, the Ma figure? That Ma figure is no longer existing. We are not that kind of a mother to our children. So where does the child get the love, unconditional love and emotional support from? The mother, I don't tell her to quit her job, but she has to find time for the child. What we're doing is we are giving money to the child, we are ordering food, we are getting all materialistic things for the child, but where is the time and the emotional bonding that we need to develop with the child? That is what goes lacking. And hence the role of the mother is definitely, very important.
There's one of the most, beautiful quotes I have read somewhere. It is by Napoleon Bonaparte. बच्चे का भाग्य माँ द्वारा निर्मित होता है. माना कि आज के दौर में हर नारी, हर महिला यही सोचती है, why not to raise herself first? Yes. It is important, very, very important. But finding a perfect balance is another important point.
Exactly. Very true. We have to have our careers, but we also need to give that time with the child needs from you. And there are those certain years only when the child needs you. And beyond those years, sorry to say, the child doesn't need you anymore. So,
then
use those years
then
as long
for your children.
You will long for your child, and the child will not anymore really need you. So you need to utilize that time in developing that emotional bonding with your child. And I always tell my parents, it's like that समंदर में वो एक बोट है जो जा रही है और वो उड़कर कहीं बहकर नहीं जाएगी अगर उसका एंकर बहुत स्ट्रांग है और वो एंकर mother honi chahiye.
Wonderful. Very true. Very true. Many times we have seen many kids have this tendency of speaking to their mothers or their fathers or their grandparents. School में, college में कुछ भी हुआ तुरंत आके घर बताना.
बताते
तो ऐसे बच्चे की mental health अपने आप ही सुधर जाती है.
अपने आप ही
खराब भी शायद नहीं होगी.
खराब नहीं होगी. See, there will be challenges that will come in life. There will be conflicts. There will be problems. Everything will come in life. But those crests and troughs that keep coming, there has to be that emotional support available to the child. So if it's available, the child will skate through the times. It will not be tough. हाँ, जैसे ही वो skate through नहीं कर पा रहा, goes down. That's the point.
But there should be a communication, a proper communication where your kid can speak anything to you, anything, whether it is good or bad. But yes, you should give the leverage of talking as well as you should give time. I mean, you should create a space where two of you can talk.
For example, now I'll share this here with you. See, this is because we are copying the Western society so well, and we have our own separate rooms. We have rooms for the children. So the moment the child is 5 years or 6 years and you tell him, no, this is your room and you have to go and sit and sleep and be in your room. You are in charge of your place and you take care of it, clean it and sleep there. So I always tell parents, you created the boundary. And once you created the boundary, now you expect the child should come and open to you. There were times he was feeling low, she was feeling upset, but you were not there in her room because you told you go and sit there only. उस टाइम पे जो हमने वो बाउंड्री बनाई, फिर हम उससे उम्मीद करते हैं आओ हमें बताओ, हम डॉक्टर के पास नहीं ले जाएंगे, आपसे तो बात करने का वो एक जो बात था वो खत्म ही हो गया,
और जो आधी प्रॉब्लम्स वैसे ही रिजॉल्व हो जानी थी इतना बड़ा कर दिया गया
क्योंकि आपने इनिशियली वो कम्युनिकेशन क्लोज किया. फिर जब हायर सिचुएशंस एंड प्रॉब्लम्स डिड इमर्ज, द चाइल्ड कुडंट टॉक टू यू बिकॉज ही डिड नॉट नो दैट यू वर एक्सेसिबल.
We have money, but we don't have time.
That's the irony of modern
day. Your child needs your time rather than the hefty gifts you can give to or present to them.
Yes.
Now this point is clear from here that family plays an important part. The mother, the father, the grandparents, each one plays important part in shaping, reshaping your child. Now next is the school. Next is the school where the world of a child becomes bigger and the biggest. Because lots of activities are carried out throughout the day. Lots of classes, lots of work need to be done in a school curriculum, in the school premises. Now you might have met lots and lots of students as well as parents also. Now apart from studies, because though we were studying, discussing before this session that studies का तो pressure ही नहीं है. मतलब अगर प्राइमरी सेक्शन तक देखें, प्राइमरी स्कूल तक देखें तो इतना प्रेशर है ही नहीं. तो प्रेशर किस चीज का है फिर? व्हाट इज द प्रेशर देन?
वेल दैट्स अ वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट बिकॉज प्रेशर जो है वो है फ्रेंड्स का.
वेरी ट्रू.
समबडी हैज फॉट विद मी. आई कैन नॉट एक्सेप्ट द फैक्ट दैट शी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट मी बैडली, रूडली, impolitely on Instagram. So now they are bullying me on Instagram. Oh, I don't want to face this girl, this boy because she's in my class and they have been bitching about me. I don't want to talk about it, but this upsets me. I'm crying. I don't want to come to school. ऐसे pressures हैं. The teacher scolded me. Why did you scold me? My parents never scold me. That is again a pressure. So these kind of pressures majorly related to friends, and also again the growing up years, you have a relationship that's there. There's a boy that I like, there's a girl that I like, and what if she's not in good terms with me? That is affecting me not to study. As a result, मेरी studies नहीं हो पाती, मेरे नंबर नहीं आते, तो पढ़े कहाँ से ना? आपका दिमाग तो वही है, आप उसको या तो relationships में लगा लो, या Instagram में लगा लो, या concentration towards पढ़ाई कर लो. It's divided. As a result, your studies get affected, and of course, the mental health is not very good. You can't focus on studies. And you don't want to talk to your parents because parents are another category of people. I don't want to talk to them. आपने देखा होगा पेरेंट्स आते हैं कितने बोलते हैं कि बच्चा हमसे बात नहीं करता. वो क्यों नहीं करता? क्लोज कब हुआ था वो गैप? The communication, when did it close? You need to find out and restart it. Because I always tell parents, अगर आपका क्लोज भी हो गया है गैप, communication close है, restart the communication, get connected them, and make sure you are connected the best only to your child first, then to the rest of the world. That is important. आप अपने बच्चे से घर में रहते हुए connected नहीं हैं और आप बाहर connections draw करने में लगे हैं. So many mothers on Instagram, they're spending so much time.
Where's the time for
housewives and homemakers, so many of them. But how about spending time with your child? Ask him, आज दिन में क्या हुआ?
बिल्कुल.
लड़ाई हुई किसी से? आपके फ्रेंड्स ने क्या कहा?
Even if you are working, आप जैसे घर पहुंचे अपने बच्चे को hug दें and पूछे, how was the day?
Hug is again a questionable thing. Do we hug our children anymore?
Very true.
You remember that? Nirupa Roy would always hug her children, but अब तो कोई hug नहीं करता क्योंकि हमारे पास भी time नहीं है. And if the child comes close to you and you want to hug the child, or she wants, generally it's not suitable timing, it's not a suitable state of mind. Both parties are therefore distant in their emotional bonding.
So another valid point which have come up over here is स्कूल करिकुलम में द स्टडीज आर गोइंग वेल, सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा है, उसके बाद भी इश्यूज हैं, वो इसलिए हैं कि या तो फ्रेंड्स नहीं बन पा रहे हैं, या फ्रेंड्स बुली कर रहे हैं, या जो हमें फ्रेंड बनाना है वो फ्रेंड नहीं बन पा रहा है, या फिर सोशल मीडिया पर हमारे जो फ्रेंड्स हैं वो
हमें अब्यूज कर रहे हैं, बुली कर रहे हैं.
सो कहीं ना कहीं ये हमारे डेवलपमेंट में एक बहुत बड़ा असर डाल रहा है, हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ पे बहुत बड़ा असर डाल रहा है. नाउ बीइंग अ काउंसलर, अपार्ट फ्रॉम डीलिंग विद दी स्टूडेंट्स, आपको पेरेंट्स के साथ डील करने में भी बहुत सारे इश्यूज आते होंगे. Does parents also have such type of tendency? No, my kid is the best one, उसको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, या स्कूल करिकुलम की तरफ से या स्कूल की तरफ से मेरे बच्चे पर ध्यान नहीं दिया जा रहा है, हम ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हैं, but we are expecting from the school to do so. We are not giving time to our kid. Well, not exactly this, but do you face dealing with the parents also?
You know what? I will totally agree here, because parents do not want to take the blame. And they don't want to take responsibility either. But we always tell, the first responsibility of your child is yours. Then you are sending him to us. So he is here in the school for, let's say, 6 hours. The rest of the hours, the value system that's going to come is going to come from the home. And you need to give that time. But yes, parents generally, I would not say all, some parents, if you tell them, they will try and take responsibility, try and develop that communication with their children. And however, there are some parents who do not want to cooperate and they don't want to take responsibility. As a result, the school alone can never really help the child. That's the bottom line.
School has ample of students to deal with.
We need cooperation from all the stakeholders, be it the parents, the teachers, yes, and definitely the child. Together, we can make a difference in the child's life.
Very true, very true. So each one of us need to make a small step. Yes. Each one of us need to take a step so that we would be an integral part of development of a child as a whole.
Yes.
Now, ma'am, do you believe that the physical health is directly proportional to the mental health? As we have discussed and we are discussing on how our kids are involved in social media, Insta, YouTube and ample of things, ample of sites we have. क्योंकि वहाँ पर जब आपका बच्चा 3-3, 4-4, 5-5 घंटे जो कंज्यूम कर रहा है just looking, बिना ब्लिंक किए, तो कहीं ना कहीं उसका फिजिकल हेल्थ जा रहा है, और कहीं ना कहीं हम ये भी कहेंगे कि मेंटल हेल्थ तो डिस्ट्रॉयड हो ही रही है. So do you believe that there is a connection also?
Physical health will automatically get affected with the high use of social media, because children at that age are so vulnerable. It's not just about us. You look at us, when we also use social media, we tend to continue using and we don't realize how quickly the time flies. And when it comes to children, they don't really understand the consequences. They are at that age which is susceptible to being abused, even by the social media. I call it social media abuse. Because we are playing with their minds. We are actually distorting their physical health and development, which will definitely result. Check out how many children have actually developed those eyeglasses during the COVID pandemic. It happened immediately after that because children were glued to the screens. And even after that, now also if you see, children enjoy the social media like anything. What can we do about it? We cannot really stop it. But somewhere it is again the parents' responsibility and the teachers also, that they collectively get the children to realize where to draw the line. Because running away from the social media is no possibility anymore. But realizing what are your priorities, how much time, planning out your day so that every time that you switch on the social media, you know when to switch it off also.
Exactly. You just need to set a limit.
I therefore tell students, what you do is set an alarm. And that alarm को पहले आप set कर दीजिए और फिर social media का Insta अपना on कर लीजिए. जब alarm बजेगा तो रख दो. Don't tell your mind that yes, अभी चलता है और करता है. तो physical health affect हो रही है. There are children who come to us and often tell us कि रात को नींद नहीं आती. 3 o'clock तक generally बच्चे सोते नहीं हैं. What are they doing? It's not that they don't want to sleep. They are obviously lying down in the bed from 11 o'clock till 3 o'clock. They don't get to sleep. तो आप क्या कहेंगे इसको? Insomnia के patients बन गए? And if you check, they are on medications as well. But if you really check and when they come to us for counseling and we find out and we stop the usage of the screens, we see insomnia goes away without medicines. So somewhere physical health will automatically get affected. Your sleep will be affected. Your eating, your hunger, your appetite automatically is affected. And of course, it has an impact on your eyes and your mental health.
And automatically your retention as well, your attention also goes down. Number of times when kids are called, they don't respond because they're engrossed in that particular thing they are watching or they are dealing with. So कहीं ना कहीं हम बच्चे को बुलाते रहते हैं, आओ ये कर लो, नाम पुकारते हैं, कहते हैं किसी को किसी के नाम से पुकारा जाए तो वो सबसे पहले रिस्पॉन्ड करता है क्योंकि आपके नाम से आपको पुकारा जा रहा है. बट the kids today are involved so much into the social media that they are not able to respond to us back.
अब ना Geetika ma'am, it's going to be a way where you will be fighting with social media for attention. अगर आप उतने lucrative तरीके से या attractive तरीके से, viral तरीके से आप you cannot attract the attention, children are not going to listen to you. And they will listen to you again 3-4 बाद के बाद ही सुनते हैं, इसीलिए क्योंकि आप अट्रैक्ट नहीं कर पा रहे अटेंशन जितना कि सोशल मीडिया कर लेता है. एंड आई ऑलवेज टेल चिल्ड्रन कि आपका अटेंशन स्पैन भी अब डाउन जा रहा है.
बिल्कुल.
एंड यू कैन सी देयर इज एन इम्पैक्ट ऑन स्टडीज ऑल्सो. कॉन्सेंट्रेशन हैज गॉन अगेन डाउन बिकॉज दे कैन कॉन्सेंट्रेट ओनली इन शॉर्ट स्पर्ट्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minutes. वो 100 hours and hours of sitting behavior is going away. It cannot happen anymore.
Ma'am, is there a check in terms of if we see any abnormality in kid when we know our kid is spending 2 to 3 hours or more than that or less than that, and after that the kid is showing some abnormality and then we feel that नहीं अब तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, let's इसे कम कर ले, क्योंकि जब तक कोई चीज़ चलती रहती है ना हम उसको कंट्रोल करने की सोचते नहीं है. जब हमें पता लगता है कि हाँ कुछ गड़बड़ हो रही है, चाइल्ड के बच्चे के बिहेवियर में कुछ चेंज नजर आ रहा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल ही इज नॉट एबल टू लर्न और ही इज स्टैमरिंग और जैसे कि कहा कि वो आपको रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहा है, क्या ऐसे कुछ चेक्स हैं जब हमें ऑब्जर्व हों तो हम खुद सचेत हो जाए, सोचें कि नो दिस इज नाउ टू मच.
सबसे बड़ा सचेत आपको होने का टाइम है जब बच्चे की एपेटाइट गायब हो जाए, बच्चे को भूख नहीं लगती है and भूख गलत टाइम पे लगती है. So if the appetite has changed, you need to get your alarm bells ringing and the child is not eating at the right times. Secondly, उसका sleep pattern disturbed है. That is again a sign that it's not okay. And screen time 2 घंटा 3 घंटा is okay. Normal नहीं है वैसे तो वो, but फिर भी this is now the norm. But कहीं कहीं बच्चे 6 hours plus बैठे हुए हैं, 7 hours plus बैठे हो. Anything beyond 8 hours of screen time, we will tell parents it's alarm bells better ringing, otherwise it's going to go out of control. That's the point.
वो reality check बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है if we need to save our children.
8 hours के बाद the child must be taken to a psychiatrist and a counselor. Otherwise we'll see cases of aggression.
Aggression, exactly.
We might see sort of abuse that might happen with the parents. So we don't want to get into that. 8 hours is too much. Already आपको 2-3 hours तक बच्चे को limit करके रखना चाहिए.
Very true. There is a lot more to learn from you, and I believe that all those parents or the students who might be watching you right now would be benefiting from you through this particular session. So there is a lot more to learn from you. So dear friends, we would like to tell you all that we are going to talk more. Keep watching us, and yes, please keep giving your feedback to us. That is very, very important for us. Thank you.